Psalms. Yeah, Psalms. I want to sing a song about it. Anybody else go? Everybody go.
Coffee?
There's some coffee back there. You want some coffee? It'll help warm you up.
I told Devin why I
Get your cup of coffee.
I told Devin
But
why
I told Devin he got to quit drinking wine on Sunday morning before he come to church.
That ain't cold, I feel great.
It's in that black container. Charlie, the long.
No, I ain't hot nature.
Yeah, we know. You're hot nature and you're drunk. Wife beater. A wife beater.
Well, you had some chocolate this morning.
No. I had the coffee.
It's full of sugar.
That's what it is.
Okay, we're going to come out of Psalms 11 and 3. If the foundations are destroyed, who can
That's what you're
stand?
talking about this morning, won't it? Okay?
Yeah.
Psalms 11 and 3. If the foundations be destroyed, what can the righteous do?
Okay. What can the righteous do? What is the foundation for righteousness? We as Christians, what is the foundation for righteousness?
That Jesus died for our sins.
That's the foundation for being born again.
Order?
But the foundation for righteousness is how we live among one another. A person by himself can't sin against nobody but himself.
Right.
So, far as righteousness is concerned, there would be no stress. When Adam was in the garden by himself, the only person he could sin against was God. He couldn't sin against himself. Right? So, if the foundation of the righteous be destroyed, where will they stand? What is the foundation? The foundation is society. The principles that make society a safe place to live. And the key word is a safe place to live. Anybody can live in a society where the strong survive. Because all the weak have to do is submit to the strong. But true society, a righteous society, the weak and the strong can survive together. That makes sense to everybody? What do you think about that, Sister Valtina? That makes sense to you? Change that word. Does that make sense to you? You don't know. Society, the foundation of our society, the reason righteousness is so important is because when we go back and we look at history, if you study the children of Cain, they really didn't have no laws. When we talk about the fallen angels when they fell because the women walked around with no dress code. They didn't have a dress code. The men did. So when we talk about government, how many of y'all know government didn't come into existence until after the flood? In the garden was the time of innocence. After the garden was the time of conscience. The angels came during the time of conscience. The time of conscience was just before the time of government. What's the difference in the time of conscience and the time of government?
What's the difference in time of
Right. Because the time of conscience is when Adam got kicked out of the garden. Huh?
Wasn't no then. Right now, the government got laws. They ain't
Well,
no-
government didn't have laws.
Huh?
Well, they did, but they didn't. Let me put it like this. The time of government, they had laws, but the laws was based on the individual king. So there was no consistency in the law. So that's why we call it the time of government, because there was no consistent law.
So you said each place had their own set of laws?
Each king had his own set
Set
of
of
laws. Right.
So each place was a different, make the laws may be different in each
Right.
place?
That's why when you read about Sodom and Gomorrah, when you read out the book of, I want to say the book of, what is it name? Jasher. He goes into more detail into the cultural behind the lifestyle of Sodom and Gomorrah. Most people don't. Book of Genesis just give you an outlook of it. Just like with the sons of God, the book of Genesis just mentioned them. And that was because they had books, and most society knew about all these things. They knew why the flood came. So when we talk about society and conscience, government was based on the conscience of the king. Pretty interesting, ain't it? When they talk about, what's his name? Hamby, I can't even pronounce his name. Anyway, he was a ruler back in the days of Abraham who had a kingdom, who had several laws. But those laws was based on his opinion. Yeah, those laws were based on his opinion and on what he wanted things to be like. So it was time, we'll call it time of government.
So time of conscience, so that was after Adam, you think after?
After he came out the garden. The garden was the time of innocence.
So conscious meaning you do right for wrong.
God conscious about us today when we do right from and we have to have the Holy Spirit to tell us.
Actually, you had a conscience before you received the Holy Ghost.
Would you rather hit his wife? Sounds about it.
You will.
I don't know if Jamel conscience
Jamel.
bothering him,
It's all over the news.
but it was all over the news that he was a wife beater.
If you hit your wife,
So
give her back, beloved.
He's a wife beater, so that's all over the news.
the reason I said, you said, because you asked the question, what's the difference between time of conscience and time of government?
Right.
When you explained government had no law, so that was one thing, conscience.
Well, let's talk about conscience. When Cain killed Abel, somebody said that because there was no law, God was justified in not killing Abel. Cain, yeah. How many of y'all agree with that? How many of y'all scared to agree? Because it is the truth.
Right, because there was no law.
There was no law for murder.
Right, so that's why he put
But
law.
here's the thing. The reasons Abel's blood was crying out from the ground was because of his conscience. How many of y'all know God heard your conscience? David, find that scripture for me, saying, before you think it, I've already heard it.
So Abel,
And before you speak it, I brought it to pass.
So Abel's
Look at
conscience-
Isaiah. Jamel gonna find it.
so God already knew that this was going to happen too.
Yeah.
And Abel's conscience was crying out because he'll never get to have any children and so forth and so on.
Right. He'll never have any children, no
But leaving
descendants.
anything behind for his.
Everything that he could have had died with him.
Is that like how people, when they do something it's kind of like they tell on themselves. They might not necessarily go out and say what they did, but if somebody asks them something, they on the defense. And
Right,
try to say
their conscience is really advertising what they did wrong. You remember when they were saying, and this was a bunch of garbage, that what's his name, down in Florida in jail, OJ,
OJ.
was confessing that he killed his wife.
Florida.
The proof of that existence is from the time of conscience. That don't mean necessarily that OJ killed his wife, but it was their way of saying that his conscience was bothering him. They couldn't prove that his conscience was bothering him. How many of y'all know that some people's conscience don't bother them?
Some people do stuff that, yeah.
You can say something?
Nah, I found the scripture.
Read it for me.
Isaiah 65:24 reads, and it shall come to pass that before they call, I will answer. And while they are yet speaking, I will hear. 24.
In other words, you already know before you say it. Now, I'm going to take that a little further back. When he created the heavens and the earth, how many of y'all know the work was already finished? God knew everything you would do, the work was already finished. Look in the book of Hebrews, I think it's in the, find that for me, Devin. I think it's in Hebrews 7th chapter or 8th chapter, somewhere like that. You throw my phone on the floor, man?
Yep,
Unless you're
I think that's what it says, man.
I'll step on that one.
Damn, my money not good enough, so
You don't look that good, so,
I give them all that back.
But God already knew from the foundation of the world what each and every person was going to do.
And just like people use, well, God know my heart. They use it as an excuse.
Right, to justify.
Even though, I mean, and that is a true statement. But yeah, God know your heart. God also knows you get ready to tell that lie you get ready to tell.
You think I don't tell nobody that God knows I'm lying. I don't even want to know God knows I'm lying.
Oh, God know my heart. I would pay my tithe, but God know my heart. I would go to church, but God know my heart. God know them every single of them lies you get ready to tell.
You heard that, didn't you? Every lie you getting ready to tell, God already knows.
And see, that's the thing. People use that as an excuse. Oh, God know my heart. Okay, but that still don't make it better. That don't give you a get out of jail free card.
I can't get out of jail free.
You gonna do lifetime fine. They gonna build a jail on top of you. You'll be the foundation.
Well, I'm going to call Sister Charlene every time you beat her too. I'm going to call Sister Charlene and say, Sister Charlene, if you look in my locker at the bus station, I left a two before with your name on it. Beat your mail with it. Beat him like you wanna. Oh, okay. God knew that too.
Just like Scripture said, out of the heart flow the issues of life.
So, this morning when you hit Charlene, was that in your heart?
Yeah. It's in my heart to be my wife. Because it's in my heart.
It's in your heart to beat your wife.
But see, that's the thing though, and see, that's why God gives us a conscience. To let us know that we're not doing that, they let us know that we're doing wrong.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And then a lot of people have a sheer conscience, they just don't care.
Right.
They're rather
Key word, they don't what?
care.
Care. It's not that they don't know, it's that they don't care. They've done evil for so long that they don't really care.
And you know, I was on Facebook one day. There's a lot of videos of people fighting.
Yeah.
And I mean, everywhere, black on black, and people fighting, white people fighting, everybody just fighting.
Women fighting, girls
And
fighting.
this one dude was already knocked out. He was already knocked out. Dude went and kicked him. kicked him hard as he could, and hit him again. And he was like, I don't care. And that's the thing. That's when you are really dangerous. When you get to the point where you don't care, and you know God will put something in you to say that this is wrong.
I won't go past this line.
But then when you get to the point where I don't care, that's when you are dangerous. Why? Because you really don't care. You don't care about, for one, you don't care about God, His statutes, then you're not going to care about the people, and then you're not going to care about yourself.
Right. Right.
Because in order to destroy the statues of God, destroy the image of God, destroy the people of God, you got to destroy yourself in the process because you was created in the image.
You have to destroy your self-image before you can destroy the image of God.
But that's the thing now, like you said, posting not fighting, they think it's cute, everybody posting fighting. But it's not cute.
Yeah, I went on there to show them me fighting demons. They told me I was crazy because they didn't see nobody.
But and that just show you how people's conscience is becoming seared.
That's true.
People do not care. They don't have a concern for no one else or themselves. And they think it's cute. I mean, why it grieves me so bad, I'm just like, this is what the world that we're living in is coming to. This is the age that we're living in, where people do not care at all.
That's true.
So if they don't care, and see, if they don't care about the next man, then you know they don't care about themselves. And so, they ain't gonna care about the precepts of God. And have you ever noticed, every week they try to take God out of the picture? Everything that's going on, they're taking God out of the picture. Then soon something happened, they say God did this. Oh, God caused it to flood in Haiti. But see, why we don't stand up and be accountable?
Did y'all notice that when the earthquake hit, Pat Robertson, who got up and said the earthquake hit because they was in witchcraft and stuff, he didn't say nothing about Lower North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, and Florida that tornado hit because of the witchcraft they was in.
But what was the witchcraft, the Haiti?
Well, that's what Pat
You
Robertson
trying to say
said
because Haiti
last
was
year.
okay, I get it.
When I guess it was a tornado or earthquake, something hit Haiti and destroyed a lot of people. They said because they practiced witchcraft.
Okay, well, what was this going, what happened this time?
Well, that's my point. You notice, he didn't say that this time. When it hit home, it wasn't about witchcraft no more. It wasn't the judgment of God this time, it was the devil.
Well, judgment God first time was.
That's my point.
But for it, okay.
But that's what people say to justify bad things happening. Even Christians tend to justify bad things happening by putting it on our lifestyle. In other words, they say God punished us. God don't punish us. Now the curse in the earth comes from the curse that was put on the earth because of Adam. God did not curse man, He cursed the earth for Adam's sake. Remember we looked at that, what, last week on it? What day last week? Thursday night? And it said that He punished the earth for Adam's sake. It didn't say He punished Adam. So the question is, if He didn't punish Adam, and Adam was the first man to sin, are He punishing us as born again Christians when we sin?
Actually, we punish ourselves, and we allow Satan to punish us. And the reason why, because in our thinking, we take that. Oh, I'm being punished. And then we meditate on it. That one thought we keep meditating on it and meditating on it. And the whole time we meditate on it, we beating ourselves up. And then Satan is coming in, he hitting us too.
Building a house. Building a house for self-condemnation. In your mind. You're building a house. Let me tell y'all something. Y'all really know a lot of y'all low self-esteem when y'all first came here was from the house you built based on what other people said about you.
They said I'm fat.
Yeah.
In Devin case, they said he was ugly and short and they told the truth.
You gonna take that there?
He just want to get everybody focused on him.
Oh, that
His
what it
wife and give her a pack of cocoa on it.
They were frozen.
So he throws a piece of frozen bologna in here with it.
Wow.
Huh. Well, you really out there, aren't you? It's just showing, I told you not to let him come out without taking his medicine.
At least it was bright lit bologna.
So Charlene, did that make you feel any better? Bright leaf.
Well, actually, it made my face feel better.
Oh, okay. Well, you lucky, then my wife, she'd have beat you so bad when we got here, there wasn't nobody paying no attention to her having a black eye, because you'd be so blacked up. I don't know, though. She don't hit that hard, so it might wouldn't hurt you. That would be so Charlene don't hit that hard, so it didn't hurt you.
Oh no. But even in that situation, well, we being funny about it though, but even in that situation,
That bother your conscience.
right,
I know.
it really did. 'Cause I
Because
mean,
you hit your wife.
and it was an accident.
Yeah. But because she is the foundation of your heart next to Jesus, it hurts you to your heart, even though it was an accident. So let me beat you with it.
That's not intentional. That's not intentional. And I mean, honestly, see, the conscience still operates in us.
Right.
It really do, but a lot of times it's our choice to override it.
Well, and here's the thing. There's a time when you need to override it. Because, for instance, when he hit her, he didn't mean to hit her. So his conscience shouldn't beat him up, but it does because it goes against the very foundation of his person. And that's why it beating him up so bad, because it goes against his foundation. And in reality, he beating himself up, and it hurts him worse than if Charlene was to hit it back. I'm sorry.
But I mean, really, like, as soon as it happened, I come back, man, let me see, I'm sorry. And she's like, move it, just because you said sorry, I'm taking it, make it stop hurting.
But
She was hot.
what you should have did was cut that frozen bright leaf. Hit you in your face. Hit you with that bright leaf.
Then he gonna try to kiss it and make it better. So that don't make it better, so it work for them too.
It don't take the pain away, it just makes them feel better. They feel better because they choose to.
So that's just brought up a point. You didn't choose to feel better, you chose to feel that pain.
No, I said they choose to feel better. I didn't say nothing about the pain went away.
Oh, Lord.
Pain, that pain don't always go away.
I mean, honestly though, if you think about it, our conscience operates in us every day.
Yeah,
I mean, especially with your wife, you know when you done pissed your wife off or your husband.
yeah, I know.
I mean, honestly, you know it. And then in your mind, your conscience tell you, okay, it's time to get this back on track.
Yeah, my wife kicked me out of bed last night.
That's what that earthquake was.
Feeling all red.
I felt that all went blowing.
It shook the whole east side of North Carolina.
Oh, you ain't right. You ain't right. You know that.
Lord, that's done.
You ever seen the picture called Boondock?
Uh-huh.
You know, the old man lost his house, right?
Uh-huh.
And they started playing Good Times.
So wrong with that. Lord.
Ain't you lucky you got a good time?
But I'm gonna say this though.
Okay.
Us as born again Christians, we always have a foundation that we must stand on. Well, if it's our spiritual foundation, our physical foundation, but also our mental foundation. And our conscience is a major part of that physical foundation. If you can get to the point where you don't care and you have a shared conscience, you're in a very dangerous place. That's what I'm gonna say.
Yeah, you said physical, but you made emotional. Okay, go ahead.
You're in a very dangerous place. And for one, you won't hear the voice of God. So I'm telling y'all this. When you get to a point to where your conscience is shielded, you won't hear the voice of God. When you get to a point where your conscience is no longer effective, you won't hear the voice of God.
You also lose all reasoning. Somebody give me Romans 1:26.
Even though they knew God,
They will not acknowledge him as God. They said God gave them over. If you look in the commentary, it says that because God let them go in their own way. Romans 1:26.
Okay, Romans 1:26. For this cause, God gave them up into vile affections. For even their women did change the natural use into that which is against nature. And likewise, also the men, leaving the natural use of the woman, burn in their lust one toward another. Men with men, working that which is unseemly, and receiving themselves that recompense of that error which was made.
Okay, let's talk about the recompense of their error. The recompense is the reward of their mentality. In other words, they destroy their own body because their conscience allowed them to do it. Because they have no stop sign. I mean, simply, they don't have a stop sign. How many of y'all ever talked about, me and Sister Charlene talked about this certain person who's a liar. She tell lies, not because she have to, but she chooses to. She don't have to tell lies. But what happened is, she covered up the stop sign. Why? Because her desire to look important and to get praise from people is so much more important than her own conscience. That's a dangerous place to be at.
Yes, it is. You took the word right out of my mouth.
Go ahead, say what you
Not me, no, I was just saying, I was thinking that was dangerous.
It really is. This is a dangerous place to be in. And if you look at our society today, we are teaching our young people to bypass these stop signs that's in their lives. When they have questions and they can't get an answer, because how do you tell a child that they got two mamas and they can have a baby?
Yeah, I heard somebody say, this is modern day Sodom and Gomorrah. So Sodom and Gomorrah wasn't just about the homosexuality.
It won't.
It was about the mindset. The mindset was saying, I'm my own God. I don't have no conscience. I can do whatever's pleasing in my
I don't
sight.
have to answer to nobody. When we say he's saying they don't have no conscience, he's saying I don't have to answer to nobody That's what your conscience is there for, because your conscience lets you know you got the answer to a higher power than yourself. Go ahead.
And so when you don't have an answer to nobody, you do whatever you feel. You know that song said, do what you like? That's basically what they're doing. They're doing what they like. Whatever feels good, whatever floats your boat. And see, you can't do whatever floats your boat. You can't do whatever feels good. Just because it feels good don't mean it's right. Just because it feels good don't mean that it's right.
How many of y'all ever seen a person die of AIDS?
Yeah, and what?
Of AIDS?
That's a need.
That's a bad, I mean, it's a bad feeling just to be around that
Yes, it
person.
is.
That person be calling you names that ain't even your name. People he associate or she associate with that you don't even know who they are. But they know them. And they're calling you by that person's name. It's miserable. I've worked with some, and it is a miserable thing. The fear of death. They know they're gonna die. They know it. Ain't no ifs, buts, and when about it. I might die. Oh, I'm dying, y'all. I know I'm dying. I may not know exactly when, but I know I'm dying. My mind is out of control. I have no control of my mind. I say and do things, and whether it's right or wrong, I don't know. I just say and do whatever I want to say and do. It's amazing. No stop signs. Why? Because your mind is gone. You have no defense mechanism. So your conscience is gone.
Can y'all imagine traveling on highways with no stop signs and no stop lights? Everybody, when you come to a four-way stop sign right now, in your mind, you got the right to go. I mean, honestly, in your mind, you got the right. And how it goes is first come, first go,
Right.
first serve. But in your mind, you saying, hey, this is my right to go. Imagine if you got to a four-way intersection, there was no stop signs.
It means there was no rules to dictate who go in or how. That's what would be a disaster. Because somebody would come flying through and wouldn't slow down, and they wouldn't care whether somebody was in the intersection or not.
Yeah, because they feel like it's their right to go.
It's just like that John Boy went around the barrel. He did not stop. He just went around the barrel, made into that sinkhole.
That old man, he wasn't young, he was old. He had they tried to say he had dementia. But in his mind, he probably said, anybody will tell me what to do. I'm going this way.
Because it was about his mindset.
It was 68, he was an old man.
Now he out of the car, had to go to the hospital, and he got a ticket.
Wow.
It's just like the boy who got drunk and killed them people. They said several people tried to stop him because he was too drunk. And he did it anyway.
It was a college student too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why they're saying that he's fighting against the murder charge, because they're saying he did it with malice. Malice don't mean that I'm mad with your mail. It just means I don't want nobody to tell me what to do, and I'm gonna do what I want to, and you can't do nothing about it. And that's what he was saying. I'm doing what I want to do, and ain't nothing of y'all can do about it.
Now he got facing consequences.
Right. Now he's going to jail for the rest of his life. Because if they find him guilty of second-degree murder,
I think they did, family.
They did.
I don't know. I haven't
He got
heard it.
charged.
I know he got charged with it. And they were going to court for it.
It's ugly.
Yeah, I think he got some.
16 years.
16 years. And that's why we're fighting it, because he didn't want nothing but, what, 1 or 2 years.
That's
He figured
what
He
probably
wanted for probation.
because he was white, he figured he'd get
Well,
away
that
with
was
it.
16 years, or
He should have got more than 16
He
years.
get 16 years for every one of them.
Yeah, because that was 3 people.
Yeah.
They can only get him 25 years.
Huh?
16 to 25 years.
They said 16 years.
But here's the thing. His conscience. If he got a conscience, it'll worm the rest of his life.
I remember when I took driver's ed, we had to watch this video about people drunk driving and all this, getting your head chopped off with a sign. I would laugh at them. I thought that was pretty cool, seeing brains and blood. But the one video that really stood out to me was a dude that the judge ordered him to pay $1 and put in a birthday card every year for the person that he killed. It was he killed somebody. Every year he had to hand deliver a birthday card and put $1 in that birthday card. And the mentality is what got him.
Yeah.
The mind is what got him. Because every year he had to relive what he done.
Yeah.
He couldn't escape from it.
Wow.
He got to the point where he wanted to kill himself. See, that shows you our conscience.
Power of conscience.
They
Wow.
said the word right out of my mouth. We have a powerful conscience. So if you get to the point where you constantly override your conscience and shear it, what kind of state are you in? Like we keep been saying, that's a very dangerous state. That's a very dangerous place to be in.
Now, let me bust your bubble. There are a lot of people in churches just like that.
Oh yeah.
Paul said in the book of Corinthians that you ought to judge yourself, lest you be reprobate. Do you know, because your conscience doesn't condemn you because you're born again, and you grow and you mature to an era in your Christian walk where your conscience don't condemn you? I know because I'm there. And things I used to be condemned about, I'm not anymore. When I fall, it doesn't condemn me anymore. Why? Because I've learned to walk in grace. But here's the thing. I have to judge myself to make sure that it's grace and it's not that my conscience is being sure. But here's how you know that it's grace. Compassion is about other people.
And not only this though, just like when you say you get to an area, you got to an area where if you fall, they don't condemn you.
Right.
Just like it's saying that, okay, I'm walking by grace, but that still don't say it. If you keep doing the same thing over and over again, that's not grace. That's saying my conscience.
That is.
What I mean is,
But the point I'm trying to bring out is, after you mature in the Lord at a certain level, you don't fall to the same thing over and over.
that's what the point I was getting at. That
Right.
if you keep doing the same exact thing,
But there are things that you fall to several times until you overcome them. And the
Right.
reason you're able to overcome them quicker at the level I'm at is because when you fall, you don't meditate on it like you did when you were young. And because you don't meditate on it, you have to check yourself and make sure that it's grace that you're walking in and not having a sure conscience.
but see, the point I was trying to bring out was that some people just take it as if
Right.
I got the right to keep doing this. Just like
No.
if you cheat on your wife, God said, hey, you wrong for this. She forgive you. See, she found out about it, she forgive you. Okay, y'all make amends, y'all working it out. Okay, that's grace. But then you say, you know what, I'm going to keep doing it and keep doing it and keep doing it and keep
But
doing it.
here's another thing too. A man came to me one time, he was saying, he said that he had cheated on his wife. And he repented, he got saved, he was living for the Lord. And he was upset with her because she didn't forgive him. Well, actually, she forgave him, but she left. And he said, that won't right. And I asked him why. He said, because she saved. I said, yeah. I said, but did you cheat? He said, yeah. I said, so according to the word, she has a right to leave you because you broke the covenant. God grace covered him. God forgave him. His wife forgave him. But she didn't have to stay there and put up with it.
It still was consequences.
Right.
And
And that's what happened when we practice sin as Christians. I had a discussion with once saved, always saved. The guy told me, well, then you're saying that they're justified with whatever they do. I said, no, here's what I'm saying. I'm saying that born again spirit is born again. They can't go back to being a sinner. So the moment they repent, God forgave them. Why? Because that born again spirit is made in the image of Christ. But here's the thing most people don't talk about. How many of y'all know that backsliders be depressed all the time? You ever wonder why? Because that born again spirit does not get pleasure out of practicing sin.
Wow. So that's why demons stay angry all the time.
I thought
For
most,
no reason.
I thought most of it about the conscience.
Well, what you think make you angry?
Well,
Your conscience.
conscience.
Your conscience make you angry because what? Because you know that what you did is wrong.
And you should be doing better.
Right.
This ain't the life I should be living.
Right.
Wow.
And that's the whole point that I was bringing out a while ago. Even though we're covered by grace, we keep practicing the same thing over and over again. And I constantly tell them, hey, we shouldn't be doing this. We shouldn't be doing this. I shouldn't be living this way. When I got angry with God, I went back out there and started drinking. I like, you know what's funny? Everybody I came across said, you know what? This is not me. I'm just mad with God right now. I knew I was wrong. My conscience, it bothered me. I knew it. I couldn't get away from it.
And I call him a sacrifice.
But you get what I'm saying. I did it long enough. I did it long enough till I finally made a conscious decision. Said, okay, Lord, I'm gonna do it your way. But a lot of times, see, and the grace kept me. I was still covered under grace. But it was still my choice to say, you know what? I'm gonna bypass my conscience. I'm gonna share my conscience. And I'm gonna do my own thing. And see, that's what we got that's why we got the check ourselves. That's like Pastor was saying a while ago. He had to check himself, made sure that his conscience not being shared. You get what I'm saying? And it took us a long time to fully bring this point out.
Yeah.
But that's the point that this is what I've been trying to, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But the difference is what I'm talking about is when you reach the rest of faith. When you reach the rest of faith, then you don't battle to believe. You don't battle like when you ask God to forgive you. There's not a battle in your conscience whether you've been forgiven. When you ask God for something, there's not a battle in your conscience that God's going to give it to you. That's called the rest of faith. But that's also the reason Paul said that you judge yourself so that you'll know that you're not reprobate, because the rest of faith is a similitude of like having a sure conscience in the sense that your conscience don't beat you up when you fall, whereas in the rest of faith you got compassion. When your conscience is sure, you don't have no compassion.
Let me ask you a question.
Wow.
Where do your spirit come at to unction you, or what you're doing wrong or right?
Spirit don't unction you.
Your
Your
Holy
spirit unction you. The Holy Spirit don't unction you.
I said,
Your spirit unction you.
And a lot of times, our conscience is our spirit.
Right.
It's what's speaking to us. When we
Right.
say our conscience is our spirit, man.
right?
How many people been asleep and they know they got to get up and use the bathroom? Who was telling you that, hey, you got to get up and use the bathroom in your sleep?
Our spirit.
Right. So if your spirit can tell you in your sleep, hey, Shirley, you got to use the bathroom when you get up. It'll tell you when you doing wrong.
By the time you don't get in the bathroom, you gonna get in that
Exactly. And in your mind, you battle with it, cause I battled with it this morning. Shut up, I ain't getting up, I'm warm.
That's all I ain't feel like it warm, but it keep right on still. Bitch, you got to get on up. Oh, take that pill, you son.
But see, that's the thing. We don't even subtle stuff like that. That's what we don't even realize.
Yeah.
You keep laying there long enough, you don't get up when they keep telling you, go pee.
Yeah.
You let keep letting that rock long enough.
We're gonna get ready to close, but I'm gonna say this. The Holy Spirit gave me to say this. When you resist the lead of your pastor, you're sharing your conscience.
Sure, your country.
Because your pastor's job is to watch for your soul. So if God told him to tell you something, it should be confirming what the Holy Spirit is speaking to you. But if you're not listening to the Holy Spirit, you're not going to listen to the pastor.
That's true.
And now we're going to order 52. But I mean, and we said that a long time ago this morning. It just was, that right there was just more.
Down to the point.
Right.
I said it on the radio this morning. All right, we're going to